And we're back. The big cat, even par. That's 75, 70, 71, 72 in his first competitive event since this year's Masters. He finished 18th out of a field of 20, beating Will Zalatoris, who was also making his return from injury, and Wyndham Clark. The big cat got through, Patrick, all 4 rounds, seemingly looked pretty good. Mentioned how sore he was after the round. Still sweats very much. What was your takeaway from Tigers week?
I was very encouraged, probably as encouraged as I have been in quite some time. He's always flashed a little bit. You think back to the Genesis Invitational. He opened up with a 69, but couldn't follow it up. And then on Saturday, he shoots 67, but he couldn't follow it up on Sunday. So being able to string back-to-back under par rounds there in the middle rounds. First time he's done that since the 2020 Masters, was really encouraging in my mind. And you look at how many birdies he made 19. So the scoring is still kind of right there. A lot of mistakes, like you mentioned, a lot of mental, stupid mistakes, a lot of short game, touchy-feely shots that weren't Tiger-esque. And I mean, he played the par fives in 4 under. There's 20 of them out there at Albany he had a chance at. He made a mess of the par 5 15th a couple times. So I think all in all, it was a really encouraging week for him. He still has speed. I think he ranked, 4th, 3rd off the tee. He drove the ball great. Iron play was, pretty shoddy, I would say. Didn't really give himself a ton of chances, but he made some nice putts to kind of make up for it. So since 2021, like these past 2 years, I don't think I've been as encouraged as I was this week.
4th in the field in strokes gained off the tee for the week. Dead last in approach, 16th out of 20th around the green, 18th out of 20 in strokes gained putting. He did have a couple of better putting days, but there seemed to be, I think it's easy. Everybody wants Tiger to be great, Greg, right? I want Tiger to be great. I want him to compete. And you can hear it from everybody that when he does something well, oh, he's amazing. Of course he can do that because he's Tiger Woods. And when something goes wrong, oh, well, he's rusty. He needs to get more reps in. It's like, it's very easy to gloss over. I think there was a lot of rust. But I do think that, he doesn't flush it as well as everybody else. And that's okay. He doesn't play that much. He's 40 whatever years old. There are guys who were flushing it way better than he was this week, as expected.
Yes. Although I still think he flushes it. It's just more like the way Kyle flushes it than, offline flusher. But I agree with Patrick. I haven't felt as optimistic as I do today at any point after the surgery. And the reason is that rust that you mentioned, this stuff can be sharpened, and there's hope that after this event, other than a couple hours of recovery, whatever that recovery routine is, he can get to work. Whereas when he played the Masters before, it's almost like if you run a marathon, which I've never done, but I've heard about it. You train to prepare for the marathon. And if you run 8 miles, you get better at running 8 miles. And you run 9 miles and you get better at running 9 miles. But when you run 26, it doesn't really make you better at it. It kind of hurts you. So I've heard. And that's what it felt like golf with Tiger. When Tiger played 4 rounds of golf, it was so detrimental to his health that there was no opportunity to gather any momentum, make any strides, and improve. And this week, I feel like because of what we saw with his speed, what we saw with his health, what we saw with the way he was walking, and the fact that he did finish 4 solid rounds, considering the circumstances, he will be able to build on this and actually improve the areas that clearly needed improvement.
When Tiger said on Tuesday, KP, that he hopes or plans to play once a month, I thought that was fairly insane and crazy. I feel like it's a little less insane after watching these 4 rounds. And Tiger was asked about it after his Sunday final round. He said that was the plan going into next year, and I don't see why that would change.
Yeah, by the way, I've been doing speed training, Greg, so I'm just flushing it even more offline.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rick. Whenever he said that, I was like, I don't know. I think the thing that people forget is like it's not just the leg; it's everything else. The back, the neck, the knees. I mean, I just don't know. Like what is because I firmly believe that even as great as Tiger is mentally, he can't just show up at playing once a month and really like truly contend. Like think about how much he played leading up to the 2019 Masters, which he was lucky to win. Like he kind of just fell his way. He did some stuff mentally that was smart. Guys fell apart, but his overall strokes gained number at the 2019 Masters was not good. It shouldn't have won a major, but it did. And he played a lot. He played 5 or 6 times leading up to that Masters. I just don't know, like, what's the expectation, even if he is able to play once a month? Is the expectation that he would win? I just don't think that's realistic. So I remain skeptical of what, like, we expect this. Here's 2019. So he played Torrey, he played Riv, he played Mexico, he played the Players, he played match play, and then he played them, and then he won the Masters. That's a lot.
And he finished second in that thing in 2018.
To Phil. Tiger versus Phil.
So I don't know. I remain confused about what our expectation of Tiger should be, and I don't think my expectation of him showing up is higher than it was, but of him performing is lower than it is for most everybody else, I think.
Yeah, it's just so divergent of the things that he doesn't do well require reps. The reps are not going to happen, and or they are going to hurt him. So I don't know how do we bridge that gap? I don't know. I don't think Tiger knows because we haven't been able to figure it out just yet. Agreed that yes, he will show up, he will play, but contention, gonna have to see more.
Yeah, I think he'll give us another. I mean, think about Phil this year at Augusta. He'll give us like something to tickle us a little bit, like a backdoor top 10 or something. But I think that's really all we're gonna get performance wise. I think
he can win with that swing. He's all the factors Kyle mentioned are right on the button. It's a matter of getting it to come all together. But he can win with that swing.
Yeah, it looked freer to me, both walking and swinging, than it has in a long time.
Yes.
The thing is, though, he should go to like the Myrtle Beach Classic if he wants to take the record for himself and not play in all these difficult events that he's going to.
I agree.
Just give him the record.
Yeah, or at least adjust Slam and Sam's. Or what do we learn is Nude Knob. At least adjust Nude Knob's record.
Yeah. What a
first cut
Tiger doesn't
dark.
want it that way.